Hello, I'm Sister Alaska Lots.
And I'm Sister Babushka.
And this is Utter Nunsense.
This is the show where we pour a piping hot cup of tea.
And we utter whatever nonsense pops into our heads.
This is basically a laid-back chat between friends, enemies, whoever.
And a new episode is uploaded once a month, every month, on the first of the month, with lots of wonderful little tidbits of nonsense in between.
Oh my, we're just stuffing them full of nonsense, aren't we? Let's get that off. No more faffing up. Serious business. So, you may have noticed there's a lot of videos recently talking about AI. That's artificial intelligence, everything from AI chatbots to AI art. And apparently an AI Scottish person too.
Your AI is very close to I.
Aye.
But we wanted to know, can AI create good queer content? This is where we find out if ChatGPT is an ally or not.
We decided to find out by using AI to create a video script for Utter Nunsense.
So we gave the AI 2 prompts. The first one is we asked it for video ideas for an LGBTQ plus YouTube channel. And then once it provided us with a list of ideas, we picked our favourites from prompt one which is more fitting with World AIDS Day, which is today, which is discussion on LGBTQ plus sex education and safer sex practices.
What a sexy title.
So sexy. And then we asked it to create a script for a YouTube video based on that prompt. Thankfully, we did not ask it for a video title, just the idea, the concept. The 1st of December every year has been marked as World AIDS Day since 1988. And it's an international day dedicated to raising awareness of the AIDS pandemic caused by the spread of the HIV infection, and it gives us a chance to mourn those who died of the disease.
And one key aspect of World AIDS Day in uniting people to fight against HIV and AIDS is to ensure safer sex practices are adopted by people to help prevent the spread of this disease.
Therefore, when we asked the AI for ideas of videos that we could do for the 1st of December, the topic we're covering today is the one that really stood out to us because it matched so well with what World AIDS Day is about.
So, without further ado, 100100001, which for all you people that don't subscribe to the binary system of life, means here is the resulting video.
Ooh. Hello, and welcome to our video discussing LGBTQ plus sex education and safer sex practices.
Sex education is an important topic. Sex education is an important topic for everyone, but it is especially important for members of the LGBTQ plus community.
For a long time, sex education has been a taboo subject, and the LGBTQ plus community has often been overlooked when it comes to this topic, with LGBTQ plus students feeling excluded and their unique health risks left unaddressed in sex education.
Many LGBTQ plus people experience discrimination and shame around their sexuality, which can make it difficult for them to access accurate and helpful information about sex.
In this video, we will be discussing the importance of LGBTQ plus sex education and providing some tips for safer sex practices. Whee!
Part 1. The importance of LGBTQ plus sex education.
LGBTQ plus individuals face unique challenges when it comes to sex education.
For many years, sex education has been centered around heterosexual relationships, leaving members of the LGBTQ plus community feeling isolated and invisible. It's important that LGBTQ+ sex education is inclusive and provides information that is relevant to the community.
Some ways that we can improve LGBTQ+ sex education.
We need to make sure that LGBTQ+ sex education is quite loud.
Every single bullet point has LGBTQ+.
Can you tell it's about the LGBTQ+ community?
Like, it's making sure it sticks to the topic.
We need to make sure that LGBTQ+ sex education is included in traditional sex education programs.
This means covering topics such as safe sex practices for same-sex couples and information about gender identity and sexual orientation. It didn't make me say LGBTQ+.
Like the one fucking line in the script. One of the main reasons why LGBTQ+ sex... Oh, fucking hell, I can't keep doing this. Autism powers, kick in, please. One of the main reasons why LGBTQ+ sex education is important is because it can help reduce the spread of sexually transmitted infections, aka STIs.
Many STIs can be easily prevented with proper education and protection. Unfortunately, many people, especially young people, are not taught about safe sex practices, which can lead to the spread of STIs.
In addition to preventing STIs, LGBTQ+ sex education can also help individuals build healthy relationships.
Many LGBTQ+ individuals face discrimination and violence, which can make it difficult to find safe and supportive relationships.
By providing education on consent, healthy communication, and safer sex practices, individuals can build healthy relationships with partners who respect their boundaries and safety.
Part 2. Safer sex practices for LGBTQ+ individuals.
Safer sex practices are an essential part of LGBTQ+ sex education. Here are some tips for safer sex practices for LGBTQ+ individuals.
Use condoms and dental dams. Using condoms and dental dams is one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of STIs. Condoms should be used for any kind of sexual activity that involves penetration, including vaginal, anal, and oral sex. Dental dams should be used during oral sex to protect against the spread of STIs.
Getting regular STIs. No, I pluralized words. Failure does not compute.
I mean, that's certainly one way of learning about them. You want to catch them all, you'll learn about them all.
This is not Pokemon.
You want to catch them all.
Get regular STI testing. Getting regular STI testing is an important part of practicing safer sex. Many STIs do not show any symptoms, so it's important to get tested regularly. It's recommended that sexually active individuals get tested at least once a year, or more often if they have multiple sexual partners.
Practice mutual masturbation. Mutual masturbation can be a great safer alternative to sexual activities that involve penetration. It's a great way to explore sexual pleasure without the risk of STIs.
Use lubricant. Using lubricants can reduce the risk of tearing and discomfort during sexual activities. It's important to choose a lubricant that is compatible with condoms and dental dams, and to avoid oil-based lubricants, which can cause condoms to break. The robot favourite, I prefer WD-40. Who knew safe sex talks could be so fun?
Discuss sexual health with partners. Open and honest communication with sexual partners is an essential part of practicing safe sex. It's important to discuss sexual history, STI testing, and safer sex practices with partners before engaging in sexual activities. So peppy.
I know, I was just thinking, so peppy. Communication. It's important to emphasize the importance of communication in safer sex practices. LGBTQ plus people often have to negotiate consent and safer sex practices in more complex ways than heterosexual people. It's important to have open and honest conversations with your partners about your sexual history and your boundaries.
Part 3. Resources for LGBTQ plus sex education.
There are many resources available for LGBTQ plus individuals who want to learn more about sex education and safer sex practices. Here are some resources that may be helpful.
Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood offers a wide range of sexual health services, including STI testing, birth control, and education. They also have resources specifically for LGBTQ plus individuals.
This fucking AI is really hammering it home, innit? The Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is a non-profit organisation that provides crisis intervention and suicide prevention services for LGBTQ plus youth. They also have resources on sexual health and education.
GLSEN. GLSEN is an organisation that works to create safe and supportive schools.
Final thoughts. It's important to have LGBTQ plus people involved in development and implementation of sex education programs. When LGBTQ plus people are included in the process, it can help to ensure that the information is accurate, inclusive, and relevant to the community.
Parents and caregivers can also help by being open and supportive when it comes to their child's sexual orientation or gender identity. They should also be willing to have conversations about sex and provide accurate information. It's important for parents and carers to create a safe and non-judgmental environment where their child can ask questions and feel supported. They should also educate themselves about LGBTQ plus issues and to advocate for their child's needs. This can include advocating for inclusive sex education in schools and finding resources such as LGBTQ plus friendly healthcare providers.
In conclusion, discussing LGBTQ plus sex education and I lost my voice. Discussing LGBTQ plus sex education and safer sex practices is vital to ensuring that everyone has access to accurate information and resources to maintain good sexual health. We hope that this video has provided some useful information and encouraged you to have open and honest conversations about sexual health with your partners and loved ones.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Despite the fact that this is a specifically queer YouTube channel, I don't think I've ever said LGBTQ plus so many times in one video before.
Almost every line felt like it had to say it at least once.
It really just wanted to make sure you understood what the video was about and who the target demographic was. There was no mistaking it.
It meant that no matter when you joined in the video, you knew we were talking to the queer community.
So, how do you feel the AI did?
I think, actually, a lot of that was pretty good information. Like, obviously, it's a very high-level bit, but it's hitting the key points that we would also want to address as sisters. I think the main thing with the AI is how much it pushes the acronym.
It's weird. It felt like it had to stick very rigidly to the initial idea that it was given. But the actual points it was making, I feel like it actually made quite a lot of good points, even if it wasn't written in a way that felt like natural language from people. it was a bit repetitive at times.
What I really appreciated actually from the AI was because I thought going into it, it's going to focus on the simple things like, condoms, dams, STI testing, doing things that are maybe non-penetrative, and that. What I didn't expect the AI to catch on, which I was really impressed with, was the sort of consent and communication part.
I also thought it did quite a good job of recognizing why sex education might be different for people who are queer and what those differences might be.
I think the only other bit that I might have wanted to see included is something like using toys with your partner, because again, that can be another aspect of safer sex as well for people that might do mutual masturbation but might also share toys with one another, and how to properly ensure that you're taking precautions in that sense as well.
I feel that overall it was very high level in the kind of stuff it was talking about. So it didn't really delve into a lot of the details that you could. And that's possibly because of the way that we kept the prompt very simple for this. We literally just wanted to see what the AI could do without us having to feed it too much. So maybe, if we tweaked the prompt slightly and asked for a bit more detail, maybe we would have got that.
Thankfully, I don't think we're out of a job yet in helping spread sex education messages, but AI's snapping at our heels.
It doesn't look as fabulous yet, though. So overall, are we going to give it thumbs up, thumbs down, or in the middle?
I would give it a thumbs up. For what I expected, I think it actually went beyond what I thought it would have included.
Yeah, overall, I thought it did a good job.
So yeah, thumbs up. Well done, AI.
Yay! So enough of these AIs. We're not out of a job yet. What are we going to talk about next time, Babushka?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Alaska, because next episode is actually going to be the end of season 3. And so we're going out with a bang. That's right. We're going to do the ultimate drag nun makeup challenge.
What is the ultimate drag nun makeup challenge? It sounds fascinating.
I know. Well, we had to think about what could be the most difficult ways or the most challenging ways to prepare these lovely faces before you. And so we've decided no mirrors.
That could get interesting. If you want to see how we do trying to do this makeup with no mirror, tune in next time.
It's going to be a fun one, I'm sure. But in the meantime, if you can't wait for the next dose of nonsense, you can catch more little bits of nonsense that we spread throughout the month each week by making sure you like and subscribe and check out our socials that are in the bio. It's also a podcast.
It's a podcast. Available on all of your favorite podcasting sites.
And the ones you don't like, too. We're not choosy.
Well, I think it's safe to say the AI did the thing.
The AI did
We did the
thing.
We did the
We
thing.
did the thing.
We did the
We
thing.
did the thing.
We did
We did the thing.